In this video, I'm going to show you the best step-by-step strategy to obtaining any passive skill in the game. This video is designed to help players who have just started a new world and even veteran players with over hundreds of in-game days. When you create a brand new world, you will be surrounded by a bunch of low-level pals. I'd recommend going around and capturing 12 of each pal in the beginning area, as this will give you the most XP in the game, allowing you to level up super fast. If you manage to obtain any passive skills you desire, make sure you favourite the pal so you don't accidentally sell them later on. Doing this, you will reach level 19 in no time, allowing you to unlock the breeding pen. Now, you will want to head to Palworld database.cc so you can select the pals you've obtained with your desired passives. From here, you can select the baby pal to be the actual pal you want the passive skills to be on. Doing this, you will get a bunch of different breeding options to choose from to obtaining your desired pal. You will need cakes when breeding, so the easiest and best method is to just buy all the ingredients from a travelling merchant. For the honey, you will want to place a bee guard inside a ranch to produce honey passively over time. You will want to fully condense your bee guards so they produce even more honey. To fully condense a pal, it takes 116 pals. At level 36, you can unlock the pal surgery table. Using this table, you can put philanthropist onto your breeding pairs, which will increase your egg production rate. As a pro tip, you want to try and only have philanthropist on the desired passives you need. This gets rid of unwanted passives, making it a lot easier to transfer your desired passives onto other pals. To further increase your egg production, you can place down a Braloha inside your base. Having a fully condensed Braloha will increase this by 50%. Even though there's a bunch of pals to capture, I highly recommend capturing at least 348 Gobfins from Gobfins turf located at coordinates 149 minus 207. Doing this, you will be able to fully condense 3 Gobfins, which you can use in your party to defeat any tower boss in the game. These are also really helpful when fighting raided bosses and taking on the oil rigs. To make these pals even stronger, you want to obtain Stronghold Strategist and Vanguard. With all of these Gobfins captured, you should obtain some of the best passives in the game. With the pals with the desired passives, head to paldb.cc and select the pal as a parent. For the baby, select a Yakumo. This will give you a bunch of breeding options to obtain a Yakumo. Pick whatever pal is easiest for you and start breeding. I'd recommend having only 2 passes per Yakumo, as any more than that and you will have to catch a bunch more pals to obtain the passive skill you want. This is because Yakumo has a 30% chance to obtain one of his passives when fully condensed. But you can only obtain a passive skill if the wild pal has a free passive slot available. For this to work, Yakumo will have to be summoned out, so make sure Yakumo is set to neutral so he doesn't defeat your target. You must also have crafted his saddle, but he doesn't have to be mounted. As a reminder, Yakumo works with all the passives in the game except unique passives like Legend, Lucky, Siren of the Void, Lord of the Seas, Flame Emperor, and so forth. You will want a bunch of Yakumos with all types of passives so you can easily obtain any other pal in the game with these passives in the future. Because Yakumo can't obtain unique passives, you will have to capture alpha pals. Here's a list of all the pals you can capture to obtain the Legend passive skill. To capture Jetragon super easily, you can place stone walls in this walkway. Just leave a gap in the middle which you can fit through to easily hide behind the walls while still inflicting damage to Jetragon. You can also capture Neptilius to easily obtain the Lunker passive skill. Neptilius is found north of the map in between the desert and snow region. Once you have obtained the Legend passive skill, you can then breed it onto any other pal in the game except for raid bosses, as they can only breed with themselves. Obtaining Belinor Libero will grant you Siren of the Void. Blazimet Ryu contains Elemental Flame and Xenoloord contains Invader and Otherworldly Cells. All these passives can be transported onto other pals when breeding, however these passives don't work with Yakumo. A new method to obtaining the best passive skills in the game includes fishing. Fishing can be unlocked at level 15, but it's best to upgrade your fishing rod and bait when available, as this makes the fishing minigame much easier. You can also use pals like Gloopy to further help with the fishing minigame. When fishing, you will come across 4 different types of fishing pools, the lowest being the normal ones, then the purple ones, which always contain an alpha pal. The purple shiny pool gives alpha pals and has a chance to contain the lunker passive skill and a random rainbow passive. Then finally, the shiny green pool, which can give you multiple rainbow passives. Here's a map showcasing all the fishing spots in the game. The best fishing spots are in red, which are the ones you want to target. As a pro tip, you want to place your lure directly above the fish. Doing this will make the fish bite your bait super quickly, so you don't have to just sit around waiting for the fish to bite. All the fishing spots will respawn, making this a very easyable farming method. As a reminder, moving out of render distance and coming back doesn't respawn the fishing pools anymore. The green shiny fishing pools have also become more rare. Because of this, fishing has had a huge nerf, but it's still the best method in the game for obtaining brand new rainbow passives. For the last passive technique, I'd recommend capturing Dr.Brawn. This is because every in-game day you can just use a pal for a chance to obtain one of the best passive skills in the game. The pal used when gaining a passive skill is the pal you have summoned out, but I'd recommend using a bad pal because if your pal has 4 passive skills, he can change a good passive for a bad one. Dr.Brawn is a random event spawn, which means he isn't guaranteed to always be in the same location. When it comes to locating Dr.Brawn, you want to head into the dungeons at coordinates 92 minus 449. This is the best location on the map as you have access to 2 random spawn locations. If the dungeon isn't open, just leave the area and come back. Keep doing this until the dungeon is open. Once inside, you can exit the dungeon for a chance for Dr.Brawn to spawn just in front of you or being on your right side. Keep entering and exiting the dungeon until Dr.Brawn spawns. Make sure you use your Ring of Mercy when capturing him. It would be a shame for you to accidentally eliminate him. You can only use one Dr.Brawn, so don't bother wasting your time capturing more. Now you know all the methods, you can combine them together to make obtaining all the best passives even easier. For this, I start the day with Dr.Brawn just in case I happen to get lucky. While I have pals breeding, I go out into the wild looking for purple and green shiny fishing pools. I've noticed around the islands is the easiest way for them. If I have the passives already on a Yakumo, I use Yakumo to capture the pal I need that passive skill on. While all this is happening, I'm breeding pals inside my base. This is either to move a passive onto another pal or just to combine a bunch of passives together. Using these methods combined, obtaining the best passive skills in the game has never been easier. You can click here to learn the best methods to obtaining pals with the best passive skills, max IVs and any desired active skill you want. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button to never miss out on future videos. It's been your boy Trops and I'll see you in the next one.